here in Fort Pierce, Florida at the Havert L Center. NXT, WWE's developmental program, is here tonight, getting ready for a big show, and one of WWE's newest signees, Fergal, is here with us. And Fergal, welcome. Just wanted to ask you first, what's it like signing with WWE, starting to get your feet wet with the company, and how this all evolved for you?
It's really a dream come true. You know, I know that's a very cliche thing to say, but you know, since the age of like 4 or 5, it's been the only really thing on my mind was like wrestling and WWE, and something I've grown up with my whole life, and it's still kind of hard to believe that I'm here as part of the company that I'm such a big fan of growing up as a child.
What has been just you've had a lot of experiences. We were talking Mexico, New Japan, of course. You wrestled around the world. What's been like the different styles? Talk a little bit about the styles for some of the areas that you were able to wrestle.
Well, I think my journey in pro wrestling, I think, for me, it couldn't have really unfolded any better. I started in England, and I had a really good base of, catch as catch can style, hold for hold. And I was trained at Hammerlock, which was really based around submission wrestling. So I got to gain a great base of like the fundamentals of going hold to hold with people. And then from there, I came to America for a little while, and I was picked up by a scout to go to New Japan, which was something like that was absolutely incredible. And I was asked to go there for 3 months, which turned into 8 years. So the Japanese style obviously is very hard hitting. There's a lot of discipline. It's very focused on respect. And it's a little bit different here than the American style, but in a lot of ways it's very similar to. Then obviously with New Japan, I was lucky that they sent me to Mexico a couple of times. And again, I learned a whole different style down there. It was obviously a lot of high flying, but again, like the Mexican style is very underrated. That the aggression level down there can really like skyrocket, and the intensity. So I've kind of been blessed that I've been able to get a mix of like all the main different cultures of wrestling before I came here. So really the last 14 years has kind of been preparation for where I am now.
What are you looking forward to most about being with this great company, WWE?
Well, I started wrestling just to learn, and I went to my first training school just to learn how to wrestle. And to be in WWE at NXT and the Performance Center, really you're learning from the best coaches in the world, and I'm 14 years deep and I'm still learning every day, and I've got some great coaches at the PC, so I learn things from them, and also like my fellow wrestlers, got a lot of respect for those guys. So Adrian Neville and Sami Zayn, especially that are two of the top guys here in NXT. So I'm looking forward to getting in the ring and learning from them too.
You've been to the WWE Performance Center.
Yes, sir.
What have you thought about that state-of-the-art facility?
Unbelievable, again, like I've been around the world and seen all these different training schools. I've seen CMLLs, the famous Arena Mexico, the New Japan Dojo. I spent 8 years there. Obviously, all the little training schools around England, and it just really dwarfs anything that I've ever seen. It's more like a science laboratory than a wrestling school, and it's really an impressive sight.
You mentioned they have a great staff there, and the coaches are there. One of the guys in particular is Matt Bloom, who was Giant Bernard and won immensity of his wrestling career. And you've worked and been with him for off and ons. What was it like with him and getting experience with him?
Yeah, myself and Giant Bernard, or Matt Bloom, started in New Japan almost at the exact same time. And I was starting there as a young boy, where he was the main Gaijin wrestler, which is foreign wrestler. And he had kind of at the time taken me under his wing and was teaching me a lot of different things. Through the time we spent on the road there together for almost 6 years. So getting to come here, obviously knowing him so well, it's made it a lot easier for me to kind of adapt into the PC. And obviously, he's a wealth of knowledge. He's travelled all over the world as well, with Japan and here in WWE. So he's a fountain of knowledge, and he's really he's a great man at explaining things and putting things shedding a different light on things. And he always says, "Do as I say, not as I do." That's his famous catchphrase. So, and I always try and do what he says.
Another guy, Sheamus,
Yeah.
Irish-born,
Yes.
is able to have a great career so far with WWE.
Incredible career, yeah.
What is it like meeting him? You had met him a while back, correct?
Yeah, correct. A long time ago, before he ever came to WWE, and before I ever went to New Japan, we'd met up for a cup of tea in Dublin, just to have a chat. We'd actually wrestled for separate promotions in Ireland, so we never actually had a chance to work together. But you know, we had mutual respect for each other at the time, and you know, we wanted to just talk shop, so to speak. You know, talk about wrestling. And we'd meet up every now and again, and just have a chat about wrestling and things. So obviously, we took different paths, but we're here together, you know, in the same place. So if I can emulate half the success that Sheamus has had here, I'll be very happy.
Did you get to talk to him after you signed with WWE?
I have, yeah. He's, you know, he's very helpful, and you know, he's texted me and called me and said, you know, wish me all the best. So hopefully, whether we get in the ring on the same side of the ring or opposite sides of the ring, I don't know, but I'd love that to happen.
Background, and we'll let you go, but I want to talk a little Gaelic football. For people that don't know, we were talking about this before we did the interview, but it's Australian rules football type. It's actually pro-American football without the pads.
Kind of, yeah. You know, it's 15 aside. You can punch the ball, kick your opponent, punch your opponent. It's really any rules goes, you know.
But no helmets, no pads.
No helmets, no pads, almost no referee. It's just anything goes. But yeah, that's kind of what we grew up with back home, and you know, that toughened me up, you know, from an early age. I played that from maybe 8 years old all the way up until maybe I was 20, 21. So you know, I miss having to kick around with the lads and all, and I keep in touch with my old club mates from back home, and I wish them all the best of luck to the Emmets.
And comic books, another thing. More you were saying, like maybe like a Superman or Batman, more of the superhero type comic books. That's something you grew up with and have been interested in.
Yeah, I was always interested in kind of anything that kind of suspended disbelief. You know, anything Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, Spider-Man, Batman, G.I. Joe, even, you know. So I was into all that growing up as a kid, and you know, especially like the body language of different characters, and you know, just the different colours that they use and everything. So it's something that I've really been interested in.
Lastly, talk about superheroes, and sometimes with a superhero could be the underdog. And there's someone like Daniel Bryan, who is a smaller type wrestler size-wise, but you're seeing guys like here Adrian Neville and Daniel Bryan, and those guys have tremendous success where they're at.
Yep.
How does that make you feel, being someone that isn't a monster giant, but has got just a great reputation, and seeing that other companies, and especially like WWE, is elevating guys like that?
Yeah, it's very encouraging, obviously, for me to see the success of Daniel Bryan and Adrian Neville. You know, Adrian Neville's someone that I met maybe over 10, 11 years ago back in England at a training camp. So to see him now at the top of NXT is absolutely incredible, and Daniel Bryan's success speaks for itself. So to see those two guys doing so well is a big boost of confidence, and kind of you know, a little bit of healthy competition to see how well I can do.
Fergal, do you have a Facebook or Twitter or anything like that for fans?
Yeah, I have Twitter. It's Fergal Devitt, just my name, at Fergal Devitt, and there is a Facebook fan page called Prince Devitt Official. That's my New Japan Wrestling name.
Much success. Keep improving. Keep learning. Thank you for the time.
Thank you very much for having me.